Hey folks, Mad Rabbit back in Medieval Minecraft, and it's been, well, quite some time since I've done an episode. This particular build, this is basically just going to be a tour of this build that you're seeing here. It took me quite a few hours, over several weeks to do. Um, if I had to guess, maybe about 14 hours or something. So there's a lot of work and detail on the inside. Still more work I personally think can get done on it in the courtyard and stuff. There's a few things I want to add, and I know I want to add, because the courtyard's a little bare right now. Um, but I think in the back, I'll just show you. I'm going to call this, well, I'm not really sure what to call this. It's sort of like a palace building, but not really like a castle, sort of like an administrative building for a medieval kingdom that maybe would be somewhat like a main keep inside of a castle wall. So, there's going to be a building built here in the back. Kind of, I don't know what style yet. I have a couple ideas. So, probably in maybe a few months, we'll come back to this build and do some more work and just kind of do a shorter tour, kind of a follow-up tour. And I'll have the link hopefully in this video as an annotation or something like that when that becomes available, but that won't be for a while. But just keep looking at the channel, and I just want to do some flybys of it when I'm talking about it. And yeah, most of this was done in MCEdit, copying the walls, filling things in. But most of it's just doing it in creative mode. Started off with this main building here, just the dimensions, a big square bottom. And originally I was going to maybe make this like a tutorial, but I thought about it and it would have been like dozens of episodes, and honestly it would have just you wouldn't have been able to build it, and no one would have had the interest to build the full thing anyway. So I started jettisoning all the footage I was starting to do on that, and I even shot an episode, and I just said, nah, this isn't going to happen. So it's a pretty good build. I think most of what I like about it is the interiors. The exterior, well, it's kind of, I think it's pretty good, but it could have been better in some areas. And like I said, before I toured this, I was thinking maybe I'll hold off for another few weeks and do some of the landscaping work I wanted to do. And I think what we're going to do is to kind of tour this from the bottom and just show it to you as a person would, basically walking into the compound, and we'll just sort of look at each individual item. Now this particular structure here, sort of a lamp, I think I copied it to 3 places or 4 places within here. Really relatively simple to make, just 5 blocks, button, this going up basically with logs, and this is glowstone, but I put the lamp texture on it and recolored it from the redstone lamp. So yeah, sort of a custom texture pack. So this you're gonna see some things are from my custom thing. So, and for those of you who are gonna be writing download link, please, you can just stop now and erase that, because I'll just remove your comment because that annoys me. Because you're not gonna ever get it for download. So just yeah, this is mainly here for your inspiration. That you could probably make this. It's not too difficult. It's a matter of putting your mind to it and actually doing it instead of just having everyone do the work for you. Yeah, say people hate that when I tell them the truth. But at any rate, let's do I have a prison down below. So let's actually do the prison. I'll show you the underground passageway for the wagons and stuff. This goes out to the front, and I'll show you that a little bit later. But the second road in is basically the royal prisons, and I'll just kind of give a little bit of a flyby here first, and I'll just kind of tour it little by little. I have different desks and stuff in here, waiting chairs and doodads and whatnot. So if you haven't watched my channel, I kind of got this idea to change the heads from another channel. I forgot. I think it was like Acklinger Frey or something like that. A German fella that does Let's Plays and Let's Builds. So I thought about it. Yeah, you can just basically copy the texture of existing textures onto those heads, like the zombie head, the creeper head, stuff like that, and use them as little doodads to decorate. Because I figured, having those heads really was not very immersive for a medieval build anyway. So, side 2 rooms here. This is going to be a long, long, long tour. So, whether I break it up into multiple parts, I don't know. But be patient. I want to do like I want to be pretty full about it, like show all of it. So, obviously this is for like guard barracks and whatnot. So, it's a little eating area for the guards. Then you go out into the main area. There's just a lot of different. It's not. I didn't put anything in really any of the. I don't think, but maybe some in the back, but I don't think I put anything in any of the cells. It was just they're all just empty and left it kind of dirt. So we wanted this to have like a dungeony kind of feel to it. Stairs just going up, and on the upper level, I did in a lot of areas put in the villagers. Although I'm not really quite sure I like the texture packs. They look like goblins or something for the villagers in my texture pack. Yeah, so I think it's Dokucrafts or something. Most of my bricks were from Dokucraft. I adjusted a few and made a few textures of my own. So there's a couple from John Smith. And other than that, there's really not much here as far as this goes, except for these some of the larger ones. And I put a few villagers in just for flavor. And that's about it. Same thing on the other side. Not much difference there. Some villagers over there in prison. So, let's actually look at the tower here. Actually, let's look at the underpass. This thing here. So I had this vision in my head of towers and stuff connected to the main building. And I wanted to do a lot of elaborate work, make it look really thick and just massive. But I use a lot of buttons and stuff around here and there. Even this little underpass thing I have buttons on pretty much all over the place. I think they're pretty good for design, and they look pretty nice. Like I said here, that's basic wool, but then like the ore blocks and stuff I changed, and so these are ore blocks for decoration. Since it's a creative world, we're not going to be doing a survival anyway, so the ores are pretty much irrelevant. So to give myself some more creative options, that's what I did in my texture pack. Just basic, on the lower level here, just mainly just barracks and stuff. I had some cargo. I think that's a note block I changed into like a cargo box looking thing. But that's pretty much it. Put the little frames around a lot of the torches you'll see in this place. Not all of them, but you can do that. You could put like a slab in there or some other block in there too. Give it more decorative look to it. But I didn't really do that for any of it. So I have a twisty-turny stairway. I really didn't like the idea of doing a ladder like I typically do. It get a little boring after a while. More here. This is the upper walkway. Kind of looking down. Put pads up here and stuff. That goes actually into one of the levels. I won't go there yet. That'll be the next part. And so this upper part here, this kind of goes up into a spire. And we'll show you that on the inside too here in a second. I don't remember what's up there, to be honest with you. This is one of the first things I decorated, so I forgot a lot of it. Yeah, just like a little living area for the guards that happen to be in the tower. Eating area, some storage and whatnot. So that is the tower. There is another tower on the other side. But there's really nothing in it. It's more there just for show. Maybe more like an observation tower. So, actually, I might as well show it to you anyway. It's not much. I didn't go odd design. I went even, and sometimes when you do even, it doesn't always really look real well. So there's really nothing in here, so. But yeah, it's pretty ho-hum, and it goes down to the road level. I don't think there's an exit onto the road itself. I don't think I put anything in here. No, I didn't even put a torch in here, so nothing to show there. And that also goes over, and this time this one goes in right into the basement level, sort of. I don't know if you call it the basement level, maybe the first level of the place. Probably a good idea to give you a little flyby at night with these lamps. I think they came out pretty good. I put some pretty big dormers in. I think if I really had to redo it or something, I would probably go for some of that higher pitched look to the roof and the dormers too. I don't know if this really seemed a little bit, a little bland, but I think I have that in some of these other builds. These are from the first world, first season, and this is just basically a testing grounds world. I just put it in. Higher pitched roof basically has like a block underneath each level, so that's sort of an example of it. And actually, I'm gonna just sleep here. I know there's a keyboard command, but I never learned it, and I don't really give a crap about learning those sorts of things. I hate that. I'd rather just sleep. It's quicker. So let's just actually a little flyby here of the actual entryway. I did put a lot of work into this part. Stairs going up. Little battlements here and there. And I think that's where it goes out. I'll show you that a little bit. Some decorative work on the ground. And kind of the front here. Some plants. A couple lamps up in front going up into the entrance. We'll show you that in a minute. I just want to show you this part here. Both sides got, basically it goes down and it goes into that tower in the front that looks out the front. And this just basically takes you down to where the prison is down there. These are just those those little covered roadways. So now we'll do the interior, which is, I really don't want this to be more than one episode for the tour. Just have everything. Hopefully we can get everything in one episode. Now there's things in this place, and we'll go to the lower level. This is actually the main, kind of the main level. It's a little wider, as you can see, or taller, I should say wider. And we'll come down to the lower level in a little bit, which is a little shorter, more for servants and stuff. But this is sort of like the throne room level, basically. The main dining hall, you'll see there in a minute. The entryway. Important dignitaries would come here. And it's a little bland in some parts. I couldn't really think of some things to put in. I have so many darn tables that it's got room for improvement in really every room. More things you can add. I was literally running out of things to put in this entire build. There's just so many rooms. I want to actually detail every solitary room in here. So that's sort of the main dining hall. We have stairs down, stairs up, and you have an alternate stair. Well, not stairs down, but ladder down, which we'll show you in a minute. So we're going to go into the main throne room itself. And this too also was a little bit bland. I think if I had some more ideas of what to put into a main throne room, I'd add some more stuff and some more doodads so the room looked a little more busy. I put like sort of a temporary library in here. And unfortunately, I had ocelots in here, but apparently they've vanished. So I don't know where they are. They're either in the prisons below or in the rooms above. I don't know what happened to them. But I had ocelots in there. And so obviously the thrones, some of the royal dignitaries here, a stage for performances and stuff, and just like another presentation kind of area, as well as just the library would probably have some administrative work or tables here that they can just take down information or something. Let's just actually go down, do the downstairs first. Most of these rooms got stuff in it. There's one or two I didn't have anything like this one here. Got some more of those scattered cargo boxes around. Let's go from one end and work our way to the other. So some of them are just simple stuff like storerooms. So I actually did label each room general offices of taxes and accounting. And so you have like little desks and tables, and I think this is the John Smith. All these are like the pictures from the John Smith texture pack. But the rest of it's pretty much all Dokucraft. Counting the quarters for the people that work in accounting, the groundskeepers. Again, just using a lot of those doodads and what do you call those, vases and stuff. Public records on this side. So whoever was in here would help you look for the public records. Sort of the royal kitchen. I think maybe that's something I could have put on a different level. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of having it around where the servants live. And you just basically had kitchen staff rooms. It's sort of all pretty basic, just a table and like and a bed. And sort of a different decorative thing in each room. And this room in the middle, civics engineering office, and larger table layout, like some planned servants lounge, place to sit. The logistics office. Da, da, da. The bone-chilling excitement of logistics. Catch the excitement. And the quarters for the logistics, and that's where we are. Alright, so this section is done. That leads up there, what I showed you before. That goes to that smaller tower. Yeah, that actually does. These are mostly just quarters for different people. I don't remember. Some of them I labeled, but some I didn't. Like, I don't really know what I was going for with some of these, but some of them actually just, you know, they got full layouts and everything in them. Like desks and beds and whatnot. Some of these are pretty plain though. I think these three are just plain. These do have offices. They're just all designed quite differently. But they're sort of smaller, single units or whatever you want to call them. So this one will be a double, obviously. Let's see, head counsel's living area. He would have a more important job, so I gave him a bigger room. Arms and armor store. I need to have a guard out front, probably. And I really would like if they actually let us put down items and they not vanish, and they would just make them like static statues of sorts. Well, they need sort of statues in this, so I would like something like that built into the game. Servants' quarters. Looks a little bit like the barracks that you'll see in some of the other spots too. I don't think I labeled any of these on this side, did I? No, but some of them have offices, so they're a little bit bigger. Small ones and big ones, yay. I think that takes care of that level. So we'll just head up. And we'll head up to the next level, which I forget. I think it's most the royal stuff, the more important offices, larger rooms. So that's coming in from the larger tower. And then you'll have two stairways right here that go up into basically the royal quarters, where the actual people, like the king and the prince and the princess, live and whatnot. So let's just start from one end and just go here. It's at the front. That is the front. Magistrate's office. He's sort of like the head magic user or something like that, but probably not the right. I know it's not the proper term for it, but I actually do have like an archmage's quarters elsewhere. I think on the next level. So the naval offices. and they would just basically be lectured here, some of the officers, by whoever's the commanding officer. I don't really have a whole lot here. You could put in, just put fish on the wall. What else can you do? Not much you can do, really. Explorers, I was running out of ideas. Explorers Administration, put a blank map in the wall. Couldn't think what else to do. Put a compass in another area. And they would just have a research material and meet about going places and discovering things and claiming things for the Empire or the Kingdom. The Royal Barracks. Obviously just regular barracks here. Beds, chests. Oh, and by the way, my particular world that I've been building in this particular Season 2, this isn't the world, but this build will be in the world at some point, not in the city we've been building on in the past several recent episodes. That kingdom is going to be, this is going to be probably in a completely different kingdom in some other location. I just had this idea, I wanted to get it built and done just because it was on my mind. So these two are general's quarters. They're both built a little bit differently. This is like sort of a single general. I think the other one had like a double bed. Lives with his wife or something. Yeah. This side, just more offices of sorts. Attorney's office. Ambassador's office. You would have a larger table and more meeting areas to meet with dignitaries from out of town or whatever. War room and the meeting room. The war room, I tried to make sort of like a map on a table kind of thing. So like generals to be like around it, kind of like, okay, we need to move our troops here and here and whatnot. And this is sort of the same concept as I put another map on the table, but smaller. Meeting room more like just meeting for whoever. But it's sort of the same idea. Royal offices and adjunct offices. The royal one is mainly like the king's actual office for meeting people. So it's probably would be a pretty important room. Adjunct is just sort of like a person working with them or something. Different people doing different responsibilities. I don't know quite what, but I was just like at some point you had so many darn rooms to fill up. I was pulling things from out of thin air, trying to say, oh, let's make a room for this and that. Now this is mostly living quarters. This goes up sort of like into the semi-attic area. I'll show you that a little bit. The king's quarters itself. Now this is probably the most elaborately built room in the place. As you can see, it's some of those dormers are here. It's a huge meeting table, artwork, a small little garden and a display area on this side. I'll go in here in a minute. Different dining halls and meeting areas, lounge area, some water. And then just like sort of like a personal office for himself when he's not in the other office downstairs. This is basically the sleeping area. I wanted everything to be pretty well lit in here. So, and you just look up into the rafters, and I had it all closed off, but I kind of like the look of it. Probably the best room in the place, really. Prince's quarters. He's just got a place. I probably should name it Crown Prince's quarters, because he might have more than one. Then the Prince's quarters, his daughter. Baron's chambers, like obviously other royalty, and the Archmage quarters. So let's take a look at the Archmage, sort of like the Magister's room. But this guy would probably be like an official royal advisor of sorts. Baron just be some other royal dignitary of sorts. I mean, his own room. And to the other side, royal bodyguards, just more barracks, a large sleeping area. Just want to do a little bit differently. Some storage and whatnot. Royal dining hall. This would be for the king. They would have basically platters of food over here, and And the king and the queen would probably be over here. And basically this room has nothing. Unknown. I might divide up the space if I could think of something to do at some later point, but basically it's the opposite of the king's quarters on the other side. So dividing the space up the space is awkward, and I was running out of rooms of things I could do for the tour, or that's not tour, just for building. I'm just running out of ideas in my mind of what else to build. So this here, your attic level, this will be ending our tour here. Those are the two big dormers that were in the center. They're both sort of the same on either side, coming up from that stairways there. And just a few rooms here. A couple on each side, 2 or 3 on each side. Enchanter's Hall. Just different various books and enchanting things. Then the alchemy lab. Lots of different specialized herbs and crap like that. Table and whatnot. And the other side had like an exotic pet zoo, and I don't. Let's see if the ocelots that spawned elsewhere. They spawned here. The treasury. Put gold blocks in here. But this would be like a highly secure room, so I think that's part of an end portal. I don't know. It looked neat, so I put it down. Yeah, exotic pet. Let's see if they even stayed in here. Nope, the mushrooms stayed. The ocelots did not. So that is the tour. That is the this build. Took me a very long time. very, very long time. The next build will probably be, I'm thinking I had 2 ideas for churches and cathedrals. I did that big, huge cathedral from season 1, but I think I want something that's like that, but maybe slightly smaller, but more elaborate. Like it would have a lot of design work in the stone, kind of like this stuff, but just coming up with some designs on it. And that'll be the next big build. It'll be sort of in this world too, just not in place yet, because it really, in that city we were working on, the city of Omen, I really don't have room for it the way the mountains are in that city. They're ranged, if you've watched past several episodes, so you'll know that. But what else was there? And then maybe some smaller chapel type churches that look a little more rustic looking. Whether I'll do them both, I don't know. But those are probably the next builds I'm going to do. I don't know when I'll do them, but they may end up being just as long in building, and that's why you're getting fewer episodes, really hardly any. I don't want to make any secret, if I haven't made any secret of my feeling on Minecraft lately. I've personally been backing off a lot from it. It's not been interesting me a whole lot, but I do want to keep always doing an occasional episode, particularly things like this, to inspire you, and hopefully maybe someday things will be things will be better, you know what I mean? Like I'll have the tools I need to make everything the way I want to make, more quickly and more efficiently, because what I bit off for season 2 was a bit too big in its layout and design. So I don't know. The future may have a lot of this kind of thing where we're not building maybe inside the environments themselves, but I'm hoping to someday get back to that world and incorporate these builds into that world in some way, some manner of speaking, somehow. So when that day comes, it'll come. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This one took a very long time. Please do hit the thumbs up button. Try and keep me alive, because quite honestly, the viewership on Minecraft videos has been dropping off like a rock. Back in the old days, used to get like thousands of views per video. Now I'm lucky if I even get 100, maybe 50 sometimes. Some of them have been even less. So hopefully you will check out the channel for the other games I'm doing. I intend to continue with them and Minecraft. Just Minecraft's more of a dabbling thing now, and hopefully you enjoyed this and this inspires you in your own buildings. Okay? Well, see you next time. Matt Abbott is out of here. Adios, folks.